Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
28 May 2022. Okay, yes, let's see which are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. Yes, look at the first page. International Booker Prize for Gitanjali. Okay, so Indian author Gitanjali Shri has won the Booker Prize award. So it is noted international literature award, you should know. So when the Indian or Indian born author is receiving, it is relevant to our prelims examination. Okay, so yes, name of the book Reth Samadhi, translated into English as Tomb of Sand. Okay, so that translated version was given the award here. Yes. आर्यन खान गेट्स क्लीन चिट. इतना सब टाइम ख़राब किया स्टूडेंट्स का यूपीएससी के लास्ट ईयर. ठीक है, और जो आईआरएस ऑफिसर थे उन पे ही इंक्वायरी है अभी इसके बाद. ठीक है, क्या पता क्या है, बट दैट इज़ फाइन. आईएएस कपल्स ट्रांसफर रेजेस डंपिंग ग्राउंड स्टॉक. We know that Agmut cadre is there, and recently the IS couple was in controversy regarding one of the stadium was vacated for their evening walk. So that created controversy. Now later immediately they were posted. One of them was posted to Ladakh, other was in Arunachal Pradesh, and that was criticized here that. Basically that whether they are dumping grounds, whether it is punishment posting, Arunachal Pradesh or Ladakh or other union territories.
Right.
Okay, so simply that is being criticized. You should be aware that many times such kind of postings, transfers happens as a punishment posting, not explicitly but implicitly we can say.
Right.
Okay, yes. Now on page number 5, yes, IISc develops device to improve data security. Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So the team has developed a device to improve data security. We all know that the communication between different digital devices happens through encrypted messages. The more stronger that encryption, the more secure that message or the channel of communication is. Okay, so here they have developed one device which improves that data security. Okay, the strong encryption is given by this device for such kind of data communication. Okay, and that's why it is good development that Indian Institute has developed this. We will see the details from science and technology perspective. On page number 6, lead article, Doing No Justice to a Vision of Democracy. Now this is one off article, not with the context written. Rather, yes, Dr. Ambedkar's Jayanti birth anniversary we celebrated last month. But this month there is no context. But the article is relevant to GS1 paper, society, not society, but history part, not society. Okay, so we should know that UPSC has new trend of asking question on the personality based in modern history. Okay, so Gandhiji's vision of economy, Indian economy, or let's say Dr. Ambedkar's vision of Indian economy, okay, or Jawaharlal Nehru's vision of Indian economy. Such kind of questions will be asked here onwards, and you should be aware about Dr. Ambedkar's vision of Indian economy. So what was his views on economy, justice and fairness? So all these are discussed in this article and how they are relevant to present day political economy. Okay, so political economy in a sense, the policies that are, economic policies that are devised by the political parties at state as well as center. Okay, so that relevance is mentioned in this article. Basically it is being criticized. Okay, so we'll try to find out that.
Right.
On left hand side, sex as work, recent Supreme Court verdict related to recognizing the fundamental rights of sex workers as well as the profession of the prostitution is also being recognized. Details, GS1 paper society, GS2 paper social justice part, essay paper also, because the rights of these section, or we will specifically say vulnerable section of society, have not been recognized up till now. They have been from time to time harassed by the police establishments, and the society has some kind of stigma associated with them, their children also. So they have this fundamental rights of equal treatment, dignity under Article 21, under Article 14 of Indian Constitution. So that news we covered, now the analysis we'll cover today. Okay. Now moving on, you can see on page number 9, action ordered against Wankhede. So he was that NCB officer involved in Aryan Khan case. So ये सारी चीज़ें हैं. We had follow up last year, but you should be aware, for our examination purpose, GS3 paper, internal security part, drug trafficking and drug abuse. Okay, so all the aspects related to this topic you should be aware. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now on page number 10, India to get semi-high speed freight train. Okay, so up till now the passenger trains under Vande Bharat, we had these 2 such passenger high speed trains up to 160 km per hour with that speed. Now we will also have the dedicated freight trains with high speed up to 160 km per hour by the end of this year. And Indian Railway is going to use such kind of trains to exploit the e-commerce market that we have in India. ठीक है, तो e-commerce में क्या होता है, बैंगलोर से कोई चीज़ खरीदता है, दिल्ली में उसका मैन्युफैक्चर होता है, तो to reduce that time frame to transport that article from one city to other city, yes, the faster trains will be helpful. At present we know that the normal railways have the couriers and all these things, they are transporting. In general, maximum vehicular transport or logistics is used, but that delays for almost 8 to 10 days. We have experienced this if you have bought anything on Amazon or Flipkart. Now that will reduce, the time will reduce here. Also, this train will have the cold storage facilities in the first and last freights. Okay, so that will help to transport the perishable items of vegetables and fruits also to the longer distances. ठीक है?
It will balance the food security also in all states.
Yes. So all these aspects are important.
Outside, sir.
बाहर से
Outside.
कि जूम से. New Arunachal monkey named after mountain pass. Okay, so this is important from GS prelims examination environment section. Okay, so Sela Makak, the name is given on the basis of Sela Pass in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so remember this, UPSC asks species based questions, at the same time protection areas and all these things, very favorite topic of UPSC. Fine, so let us discuss these articles now. First one, sex as work. Supreme Court verdict recently has recognized the fundamental rights of those involved in the prostitution profession, voluntarily we can say. Okay, so the Supreme Court has said adult sex workers are entitled to dignity and equal protection under law. Article 14, Article 21 of Indian Constitution have been invoked. Basically, the court invoked the powers under Article 142 to do the complete justice and issue guideline till the legislation is in force. Basically, there is one bill which tries to replace the earlier immoral trafficking prevention Act of 1956, but this bill is not enacted yet. So till the bill is enacted, the guidelines have been issued by the Supreme Court to implement these, we can say, observations. In 2011, Supreme Court had set up a panel to look at prevention of trafficking, rehabilitation and conditions conducive for sex workers who wish to continue the work. But the recommendations by these panels, so the action has not been taken by the government up till now. So the court has asked the government to respond to the panel's suggestions within 6 weeks. This is also one of the observation. Now in analysis, first thing we should know that those involved in this profession, they belong to vulnerable section of society. Why we are saying vulnerable? Because they have been exploited. They have been exploited not only by the members of society but also by the law enforcement agencies. ठीक है, जो बोलते हैं कि police establishments, they are the major we can say exploitation happening on their hands. So that's why the Supreme Court has been in very strong wordings, they have directed the police establishment not to harass them.
And sir, majorly they are those who are come through human trafficking.
Yes, we can say that many of them, they are basically involuntarily involved in this we can say profession, and they are being exploited for petty amount of money.
Yes.
ठीक है, and they do not enjoy the social status, they do not have the freedom, okay, freedom of movement, we can say. They have the different kind of social stigma in the society. Okay, not only them but also their children. Okay, their children, when they are going to school, suppose they face very inhuman kind of treatment. Okay, the kind of stigma, the comments they are passed on them or their family members, this is not at all, we can say, dignified.
And sir, Kailash Satyarthi also, who is the NGO Bachpan Bachao.
Yes, yes.
He claimed that it is the failure of police, judiciary as well as political system.
Yes, yes. The immoral trafficking of the children into this trade, flesh trade, we call it.
Yes, sir.
So this is actually failure of law enforcement agency itself, we can say. Yes. Now the third aspect we should know that the court has also ordered the survey of protection homes under Immoral Trafficking Act 1956, okay, by the different state governments, and through that survey on case to case basis, those women detained under this act for involved in this, let's say, we can say, profession, so they needs to be released in a time bound manner. Their rehabilitation needs to happen. Okay, so this is also one of the observation. At the same time, now it is responsibility of the state, or we can say government, to frame the appropriate law which recognizes the rights of these people, along with that their work also.
The recognition to their work.
Yes, because the Supreme Court has recognized this profession.
So as per
But,
Article
sir,
19, right to profession is there, sir.
Yes, there is fundamental right.
It's okay, right to profession is something different, but it is illegal in our country.
Yes.
Prostitution is already illegal.
Prostitution.
So it's not the matter of right to work, sir.
So simply we can say that under Immoral Trafficking Act, basically having the brothels, running the brothels and all this, let's say, establishment, that is illegal. Those women who are involved voluntarily, who wish to continue, this is what the observation is there. This is one of their profession and they needs to have the same kind of dignity like other professions.
Sir, that means you are trying to make something illegal to legal.
No, will not say.
Voluntarily if you are involved in these things.
वो जो लॉ है ना हमारा,
Yes,
उसकी
sir.
वर्डिंग्स क्या बोलती है कि कोई भी एक मतलब
Sir, prostitution is illegal in the country.
Yes.
तो ये कहता है.
हाँ,
If you give dignity to them, those who are voluntarily involved in this profession, it means you make this illegal.
हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे लीगल, बेसिकली लॉ इज नॉट क्लियर ऑन दिस. अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो ये जजमेंट दिया है, Yes, there is ambiguity, and that's why more clarity is sought. That's why we are talking here as a way forward that government should frame such law, which is in line with now Supreme Court judgment and the recommendations of the panel. Why government has not taken the decision? Because the recommendations of the panel are dicey, or they are not acceptable to government at present. Some of them. That's why the government has not taken decision.
But Supreme Court has given it clearly articles their rights and fundamental liberties.
All sex workers with dignity and should not abuse them. तो इन्होंने पुलिस को डायरेक्ट किया हुआ है, ठीक है. और उसके बाद ये भी चीज़ हमें पता होनी चाहिए कि अभी राइट नाउ द गवर्नमेंट नीड्स टू टेक डिसीजन रिगार्डिंग वेदर टू रिकॉग्नाइज दिस एज अ प्रोफेशन. Those working in this profession, whether they should be given equal rights with other profession under labor codes. Okay, so all these things are important, and that's why there is no legislation at present regarding this. Okay, Immoral Trafficking Act is a negative law. Try to understand, it is negative law, it bans these things. Okay, but one should also understand that prostitution has been there since ancient times. ठीक है, we are not discussing or debating on that whether it should be there or not. ठीक है, वो बहुत बड़ा टॉपिक है. वैसे सोसाइटी के जो फैकल्टी होते हैं उनसे मतलब राइट व्यू आपको लेना चाहिए देखा जाए तो. ठीक है,
As per the present situation, recognition is best. Otherwise, they will be brutally exploited by the police people.
no, already they are being exploited, and the direction here is to stop that exploitation. Okay, in the name of law, they are exploiting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that legally it is banned and everything. Okay, and at the same time society is having stigma, so no one is to protect them, and the protectors are exploiting. ये main concern है.
Sir, it is the, by the way, it is the failure of the government. If you are
हाँ
not
तो
able to provide the work, then they are doing this illegal.
yes, we can say that like alternate work, the rehabilitation is not appropriate. ये भी बहुत ज़रूरी है.
Yes,
ठीक है. So if rehabilitation is appropriate, then who wants to work in such, let's say, indignified work or profession?
Right, sir.
ये तो हम सब जानते हैं, right? So everyone knows about this. So resettlement, rehabilitation is responsibility of the government, or we can say through NGOs also. It is being done actually. Their children are being, rehabilitated in a different establishments. Okay, by the NGOs. There are many such examples, and they are given the appropriate education, and we can say nutrition, and everything is being given. Okay, but the kind of stigma associated with all these things, okay, but that stigma is with mentality of the society, social norms that we carry with it. Okay, so we do not let's say treat them as a human. यहाँ से ही शुरू हो जाता है ये सब चीज़ें, discrimination, unequal treatment and all these things. Okay, so this is completely separate topic for discussion. Okay, so remember that the government at present is let's say going to come up with law. More clarity is required. At the same time, such framing of law should involve all stakeholders, including representatives from this section itself. ठीक है, तो ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने डायरेक्शन दिया है कि उनके मेंबर्स होने चाहिए वो लॉ फ्रेम करते वक्त.
Okay.
ठीक है.
They are also the stakeholders.
Yes, the stakeholders. Otherwise, again, same चीज हो जाएगी ना कि if their views are not listened to, then what is the importance of that law?
The same thing that BCCI is doing by the nation.
Yes. So next is doing no justice to a vision of democracy. So the views of Dr. Ambedkar on economic equality, fairness and justice. Okay, so during the freedom struggle, Dr. Ambedkar had very different kind of views on democracy or economic policies or political economy, we can say, and he fought for what he believed in. For example, in 1928 itself, he had struggled to get maternity benefit bill passed in the Bombay Legislative Council. Then in 1942, he changed the work time to 8 hours per day from earlier 12 hours. So here you can see that he fought for workers' right. gender equality at work, equal pay for equal work, irrespective of gender. So then fought for equal pay for equal work irrespective of gender. Later this was included in our DPSPs in our constitution part 4. Now present day relevance of all this. Okay, so present day relevance is that the 4 labor codes, one of them is Industrial Relations Code 2020. It directly infringes upon the right to strike, which was recognized by Dr. Ambedkar as one of the fundamental rights of the workers. It is being reversed. The right which was, let's say, one long fought, widening economic inequality between employer and employee, as well as those working in informal sector and formal sector, especially after 1991 reforms. Okay, the level of inequality that we are observing, ये सारी चीज़ें कहीं ना कहीं इस व्यू को निगेट करती है. Now, why he took active interest in economic and labor rights? According to Dr. Ambedkar, he believed that political, economic and social rights are interlinked. According to him, political, social and economic rights are interlinked, and that's why his focus was not only on social equality but also on economic inequality. Okay, so he fought for political rights of the downtrodden. Along with that, he wanted to establish economic democracy as well as social democracy. ठीक है, तो ये सारी चीजें हमें पता होनी चाहिए.
He said until and unless you do not have social and economic right, there is no use of politics.
हाँ, yes, this view is also expressed by him in one of the address in we can say Constitution Assembly.
Yes, sir.
Constituent Assembly. Okay, so this view is very important, and that's why at present whatever the economic inequality that we are observing, this is problematic. Yes, you can give the Oxfam report reference. Along with that, you can also give the PFLS labor survey wala jo report hota hai. Then you can in general talk about the wage gap between the gender, or the gender, let's say male and female. There is huge gap in the wages. Along with that, those working in formal and informal sector, wage gap is huge, and this needs to be reduced. Now, what was his idea of political economy? His idea of political economy, to some extent, it relates to, or similar to socialist ideas or communist ideas. Okay, he wanted to have nationalization of all economic resources.
It's a communist idea.
Yes, it is communist idea. Along with that, he also wanted to, practice collective farming. What is collective farming? We learn in NCRT, geography NCRT.
So, clubbing the assets together.
Yes. So basically here, the all land, farming land is with the government. Okay, the rights or the ownership of the land is with the government, and it is providing certain patches of land to the tenants, that is farmers, on the tenancy basis, and they are doing the collective farming.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so again it is communist idea. Again it is communist idea. It was implemented unsuccessfully, we can say, in USSR, collective farming. Okay, so ये भी आपको आइडिया पता होना चाहिए कि कैसे उनका व्यू था.
Good idea.
Yes, we can say that. Why? Because the failure of land reforms after independence in India, the kind of inequality in the land holdings at present, more than 80% are having the marginal, or we can say small and medium land holdings are there. So, and we can say that largely the big farmers are having view in the policy making. They are having this lobby. Okay, and majority of the farmers are at receiving end. So that's why Yes, this idea was there by the Dr. Ambedkar. But yes, again, when we write the way forward, what you should talk here is जो हुआ है उसको हम रिवर्स तो नहीं कर सकते, because we tried nationalization of resources, we had nationalization of banks, okay, we had all these, let's say, public sector undertakings after independence, and we have seen that they have also failed. The inefficiency, or we can say that among these PSUs, loss making PSUs, that also was problem.
Sir, else than China, communists across the world, they do
Yes.
not have any good success.
Yes, we can say that, but we have adopted socialist philosophy in our constitution also. Our preamble itself talks about socialism or socialist state, okay, and that's why we should work on the rights of the workers. The government has responsibility to ensure the rights of the workers. At the same time, it has responsibility to reduce the inequality in our country. Okay, so that's why the government should focus on this now, reducing this inequality. ठीक है, ये वे फॉरवर्ड में बताना चाहिए, so that there is economic democracy is established.
So reducing inequality in terms of opportunity बता सकते हैं?
हाँ, we can say that, but providing more and more opportunities to the vulnerable section, lower sections of society. रिजर्वेशन तो ठीक है, वो हम बोलेंगे कि सोशल एस्पेक्ट लाता है ज़्यादातर, बट इन इकोनॉमिक व्हाट वी कैन टॉक अबाउट इज स्किल डेवलपमेंट, प्रोवाइडिंग क्रेडिट, ओके, लो इंटरेस्ट क्रेडिट टू देम, ट्रेनिंग देना चाहिए, उसके बाद ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज़, एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ बढ़ानी है. Yes, so increasing their employment opportunities. Along with that, how it should be funded? By taxing the rich. By taxing the rich, this should be done. Okay, so we can say that it is our DPSP itself, redistribution of wealth. Okay, so there needs to be prevention of economic concentration in the few hands. ये हमारे आर्टिकल 39 में लिखा हुआ है DPSP. Concentration of wealth, yes.
Recently, last 2 days back, BBC report has given, sir. Due to this redistribution of wealth concept, the Indian government is collecting different types of taxes and harassment of taxes. Wealthy people is shifting from India to foreign. So then how is possible?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है, that is fine. Okay, so those who are shifting, they are not, we can say, true Indians.
Even sir, India is
Okay, see, the businessmen in India themselves, they are saying to government, tax us. We have earned lot in last 2 years during pandemic time. This was the view of majority of businessmen.
Sir, India is the biggest emerging market in the world, and no one wants
Yes.
to leave India
But
now.
yesterday BBC report has
No, that is fine. Some of them may be leaving, maybe they have done fraud or not earned the money in a right way. Okay, or they do not want to earn further, so of course they will leave, because the government will tax anyway.
Sir, out of 10 richest person in the world, 2 are Indian, Mukesh Ambani and Adani.
Yes.
They earn money from India, not from overseas.
And they will not leave country.
Definitely.
Okay, because their future is associated with the country.
Right, sir.
Okay, so they will not leave. Basically, some of the people who have earned quickly, they are concerned about their wealth. Okay, those who are associated with, they have their assets in India and they want to further grow their wealth. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब अभी कमा लिया है, जाना है, अभी छोड़ दो.
And sir, biggest example is the current FDI, $84 billion. It's the
हाँ,
highest ever.
yes, FDI increased, or yes, emerging market is there. There are a lot of opportunities in India. Okay, look at the question. Write a note on Dr. Ambedkar's vision on political economy. Discuss its relevance to present day India. Such kind of question in GS1 paper we are expecting. Okay.
Last to last year, they asked Gandhi's views on Varna system.
Yes, Gandhi's views on Varna system, or they generally try to ask, so like compare between the views of Gandhiji and Ambedkar on caste system in India.
Even
They have different views on that.
Yes, sir. Even I think Subhash Chandra Bose is in the queue, sir.
Yes, the question will be asked on Subhash Chandra Bose also. So personality based
Right.
questions are being asked. Next, India to get semi high speed freight train by the end of this year. The speed 160 km per hour, similar to Vande Bharat passenger trains. Okay, they are also called as Gati Shakti trains now. It will be built in integral coach factory Chennai. So focus of these trains is on harnessing the e-commerce market that we have in India, the potential. Some facts are mentioned in the article. India's e-commerce market is expected to reach 111 billion by 2024, and we can say 350 billion by 2030. Okay, at the same time, India had become the 8th largest market for e-commerce in 2020. At present, it is valued at $50 billion. Additionally, each train will have 2 refrigerator wagons, first and last one, to ferry perishable items such as fruits and vegetables. Okay, so this is also important. According to National Rail Plan, the railways is trying to increase its freight transportation share from the present 27% to 45% by 2030 through better infrastructure and business development plans. You should know the roads or highways especially are giving tough competition to railways in terms of the freight transportation, okay, goods transportation.
Even sir, one of the main reasons for inflation is logistics cost.
Yes.
This also helps in this to reduce.
Yes. So of course the vehicular, let's say vehicles they use the fuel crude oil, or from the crude oil we can say petrol and diesel, and that's why their prices also contribute to overall commodity prices. So when we have cheaper modes of transport, then there will be, we can say, lower logistic costs, right? Okay, even if it is not asked, let's say in GS3 paper, railways related, transport related, if there is question, or even in GS1 paper we are expecting question like competition between the railways and roadways for the transportation, freight transportation, goods transportation, what are the advantages and disadvantages, there can be question. Like once they ask question on water transport, okay, inland water transport, there was question in geography, GS1 paper. So we can expect railways के ऊपर question आ सकता है. New Arunachal monkey named after mountain pass. The name of the mountain pass is Sela Pass. Sela macaque, the new to science primate, was identified and analyzed by the team of experts from Zoological Survey of India and University of Calcutta. The uniqueness here is phylogenetic analysis revealed that Sela macaque were geographically separated from the Arunachal macaque of Tawang district by Sela Pass. This mountain pass acted as a barrier by restricting migration of individuals of these two species for approximately 2 million years. That's why unique features evolved. This is how the geographical barriers leads to evolution of different species. ओके तो एक माउंटेन पास है जिसकी वजह से ये नया स्पेसीज इवॉल्व हुआ है. ओके, सेला इज सिचुएटेड बिटवीन दिरांग एंड तवांग टाउन्स ऑफ वेस्टर्न अरुणाचल प्रदेश. सेला पास, रिसेंटली वन टनल वॉज बिल्ट इन द सेला पास, दैट वॉज इन न्यूज. Sela tunnel. Yes, the study describes the Sela macaque as genetically closer to Arunachal macaque. The two have similar physical characteristics such as heavy built shape, long dorsal body hair. However, there are differences. While Sela macaque has pale face and brown coat, you can see in the photograph, the Arunachal macaque has dark face and dark brown coat. This is the difference. Okay, although UPSC will not ask the difference between these two, just remember the species where it is found, okay, and the name of the pass, because the name of the pass is used for naming the species. Sela macaque. Okay, location of pass, Sela pass, and it is important, we can say, pass to connect the remaining Arunachal Pradesh as well as Assam to this Tawang region of Arunachal Pradesh, Western Arunachal Pradesh, this Tawang region. ठीक है, ये काफ़ी स्ट्रैटेजिकली लोकेटेड है, हम बोल सकते हैं तवांग रीजन. सो दिस सेला पास इज द ओनली पास कनेक्टिंग टू तवांग रीजन फ्रॉम द मेनलैंड अरुणाचल प्रदेश एंड आसाम वी कैन से. Then ISC develops device to improve data security. Okay. Science and technology. The team at Department of Electrical Communication Engineering ISC has developed a true random number generator TRNG. Again, science and technology. True random number generator, which the team says can improve data encryption and provide improved security for sensitive digital data such as credit card details, password and other personal information. Now some basics. Almost everything we do on the internet is encrypted for security. The strength of this encryption depends on the quality of random number generated. This is what we are talking here. True random number generator. This device is there in every, we can say, digital device, and that generates that number for encryption purpose. The encrypted information can be decoded only by authorized users who have access to this cryptographic key, but the key needs to be unpredictable and therefore randomly generated to resist hacking. Okay, so that we can say the TRNG extracts random number from inherently random physical processes, making it more secure. Okay, so इसमें इन्होंने क्या टेक्नोलॉजी यूज की है कि ये डिवाइस जो है रैंडम नंबर्स आर जनरेटेड यूजिंग रैंडम मोशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. Random motion of electrons. The details are explained, but it is not important. UPSC will not ask details of that technology.
So it is different from quantum technology?
Different than quantum technology. Okay. Yes, min entropy is the parameter used to measure the performance of this generator. This can be asked in the prelims. Min entropy. Okay. Its value ranges from 0, that is completely predictable, to 1, completely random. Okay. So min entropy. The device from this lab showed a record high min entropy of 0.98, significant improvement over the previously reported values of 0.89. So you can understand it will provide huge amount of security, data security, and data security is the major cyber security concern at present. तो इससे related हमें ये important development है. Okay, remember this TRNG and min entropy concept. So like suppose there is question in prelim, min entropy is related to which of the following? So there can be cyber security word. Okay, and entropy generally is word related to physics. And they will confuse you something, let's say phenomenon, writing physics phenomenon. Right? Okay. International Booker Prize for Gitanjali. Gitanjali Shri, the name of the author, she has won this for Hindi novel Ret Samadhi, translated into English as Tomb of Sand by Daisy Rockwell. This translated version has won this award. Okay. Yes. The Hindi original was published in 2018, English translation this year in itself. Okay. In past, Indian origin authors like Salman Rushdie or Kiran Desai, Arundhati Roy, Arvind Adiga, they have won this international honor. Okay. So name of the author, name of the book. These two are important for prelims examination. Man Booker Prize. Okay. Simple question, but specific information. Okay. So yes, Sela Pass, sometimes seen in news, is located in geography mapping part. It is located in Arunachal Pradesh, Tawang region of Western Arunachal Pradesh.
Western Road.
Okay, fine. So yes, these are the important articles.
I think sir we missed the last page.
नहीं वो सेम है वो एक्चुअली वो ऐसे रैंडमली पेज दिख जाता है उसमें, पता नहीं वो क्यों होता है. लोडिंग प्रॉब्लम. हाँ राइट. Okay, yes, yesterday's the Hindu analysis, today you will receive the recorded video. Okay. Due to some reasons, we could not hold the lecture.
So one general doubt, sir.
Yes, tell me.
USA here, Bangladesh has been identified as a sex is a professional work. They are the legalized they done sir, in Bangladesh, and America also some of the locations has been sex is a professionalism, but they have the perfect laws. Why should we India is not able to handle that?
That's why at present, see, government brings those laws which are acceptable to the society, which can be easily implemented. There is very least friction to implement those laws. Now, if let's say this profession is recognized and the workers are given the rights and all these things, will the society at large accept it?
No, sir.
That's why government is not bringing law.
Even government, there will be chances government lost its mandate.
Yes, and Supreme Court, it has responsibility to bring the progressive opinions, views in the country. Then the society will accept. Supreme Court will focus on the rights of the people, not on the social norms largely. We learn this in what is the concept here, constitutional morality and social morality.
Yes,
So
there is a difference, sir.
the judiciary largely gives preference to constitutional morality.
They upheld the
Here also.
Constitution, sir. Judiciary
Yes.
upheld the constitution.
Yes,
and
yes.
politics
And
is
the rights of the people, they are utmost important in the constitution. They first focus on that and then comes the social morality. Okay?
And American culture, Bangladeshi culture.
Their society, they at large they have accepted that. Then only we can say the government will be able to implement that. Okay? So in India, first there is need of sensitization. Okay, first of all there is need of sensitization. Then only it will be implemented properly. Okay?
There are lots of different. They allow pork as well as beef as their main course. In India, it is totally banned. How can we?
Yes, they are different cultures.
Prostitution legally.
Yes, so of course it will take time, or the government may find some midway. Okay, so government may find some midway, may bring some law which is, recognizing their rights, or maybe let's say it is their dignity, their let's say the exploitation that happens, that may be stopped.
Yes, sir.
There will be some provision like
This is
that.
also important.
Yes. So other things we can expect in future. The bill is there, but it is not enacted yet. It is not passed. Okay, let us stop.